What's going on, guys? You're watching the Mighty Gaming Channel. I'm the Mighty Miguel, and today we're talking about State of Decay 3. Let's take a look. So we know that State of Decay 3 is coming, and we know that Undead Labs have been wanting to make a bigger and better State of Decay 3, or State of Decay, for a very long time. And they lacked a lot of the resources. They lacked the personnel, they lacked the knowledge, they lacked the money power to make the big game that they wanted to make. However, now that Microsoft has acquired Undead Labs and is now financially backing them and even encouraging them to make State of Decay 3, it looks like now they have all the resources that they need to make the big games that they envisioned from the word go. It says here, the head of Microsoft Studios, Matt Booty, explains and will allow Undead Labs to make the game it's been building towards all those years, an online persistent sort of MMO. So it's going to be more of an online game rather than an offline story, which the first two State of Decays kind of were. But it's very interesting. In the case of Undead Labs, we absolutely want to go and make State of Decay 3. That is a clear goal. The studio will have another incubation, so they'll have little side projects. But this is a State of Decay 3 team. That's quote unquote. So we know 100% yes that State of Decay 3 is coming. They're working on it right now. So what does that mean exactly? I think a little side note worth mentioning is that there were a few jobs actually posted on the Undead Labs website, which have since been removed, which I would assume would then mean that they've been filled. But basically the jobs were describing, they were looking for a certain type of... There were 4 job positions. 2 of them were sort of like admin-y, that could be anything kind of jobs. The other 2, they were looking for people to work on the actual game themselves. Now, they were looking for people with console development experience, which is absolutely what a State of Decay person is going to need. And the other thing they were looking for is Unreal Engine experience, which State of Decay 2 does run on, so I guess we're going to be getting another Unreal Engine powered game. But interesting that the jobs have suddenly been filled, or they've disappeared in the last few days. So we know that State of Decay 3 is on the way. We know that Microsoft is backing it. We know that Undead Labs had this huge vision for a game that's now finally coming to fruition thanks to the help of Microsoft. The question is, what do we do next? We can either wait and just let them develop the game and see how it comes out, or we can try and influence it somehow by making a video. That's my idea anyway. So the idea was, if we can get enough support behind this video, maybe we can change something in the development of State of Decay 3. So the question is, what exactly do we want? What do we want to see in a new State of Decay game? Obviously we want more of the same, but also we want stuff on top of that. I think the first and most obvious thing is more survivors. In the old game, well, in the first State of Decay, they sort of let us have as many survivors as we want, which was amazing. It was fantastic. Then in the second State of Decay, they really limited us to about 15, not even, because they wanted us to make more of a connection with the survivors that we got. Now, this sort of worked and sort of different. The thing is that it doesn't matter how many survivors you're gonna get in the game. You're really only going to connect with a select few of them that you like, your favorites. So it doesn't matter if you've got 5, 50, or 500. You're going to have your like 5 to 10 favorite characters to play. And the rest are all just going to be sort of mundane in the background characters anyway. So I don't think it's a big deal if they let us have 5, 10, or 50. By all means, though, please let us have 50. Can you imagine a gun battle if you gave all your survivors grenade launchers or 50 cal rifles, and then your base got raided and you had 50 dudes firing grenades? Like, that would be mayhem! Which is really what we want to see. The next thing I want to talk about is vehicles. I felt that the vehicles were much too weak in State of Decay. On the normal mode, they kind of felt okay. But if you're like me and you like playing on the Nightmare mode, they were so easily destroyed, it wasn't even funny. You would literally fix a car, drive to the end of the road, and it would be broken again. So for like the regular cars, that's probably fair enough. But for the upgraded vehicles, or like the big monster truck kind of things, like, they need to be a little stronger. We also want to see like shooting from vehicles as well, if that's a possibility. PUBG style, like hanging out of the window, shooting at things as we drive past. That would be amazing. They would also add the dynamic for like online car chases where you could shoot out people's tires and stuff. That would be amazing. We really want to see that too. So let's hope that they add that kind of stuff in. So in closing, We know that they're making State of Decay. We know that it's going to be backed by Microsoft. We know that it's going to be massively online multiplayer. Now, I don't know if that means that there's going to be one giant server that like we all play on one massive server, or if it's going to be shards like World of Warcraft where there's like 10 different servers and you can pick which one you're going to go on. I'm really hoping that they go with like an algorithm, kind of like Diablo, where every time you play it's a different kind of level. It's never the same twice. That would blow State of Decay to a whole new level. If you could move maps and every time you move the map would be different, that would just be phenomenal. I only say that because in I think it was the 100 days of State of Decay that we've survived 100 days, we literally looted every building in the game 3 times on every map. So if they could make it more dynamic, where it wouldn't feel like I've been here before and I've done this before, then that would certainly add a lot of replayability to the game. And that's probably another thing we want to see too. Yes, absolutely have the normal story mode that State of Decay always had along. That's fantastic. That's obviously a winner. Don't change that. But also add us a unlimited survival mode, like what I've been doing, where you don't finish the story, you just sort of let the game just keep going to see how far you can go. I made it to 100 days. I know I've seen other people try to make it to like a year. I don't think I've actually seen anybody make a year yet. Not live streamed anyway, but I'm sure people have somewhere. But as I said, we want that extra mode as well, where you can just play as far as you can get. You know, survive as many days as you can. Maybe even if it has like an increasing difficulty level every day you survive, it gets a little harder. We actually thought it was going to do that the first time around, but it didn't really change. But yeah, we know that it's going to be massive. It's going to be multiplayer. I'm hoping for dynamic maps. I'm hoping that Undead Labs sees these videos and hears some of the ideas that we have and things that we want. If you guys have any ideas of what you want to see in State of Decay 3, please leave it in the comments down below. If we get enough of them, I'll make another video about it. And even if we can just get one thing added or one thing changed, this video will have been worth it. So make sure you support this video. Give it a like, give it a sub, give it a follow, give it a share. The more backing we can get in this video, the more sort of noise we make and more pressure we put on Undead Labs to put some of the things we saw or that we talked about in this video. As I said, we're up for your ideas as well. Please let me know in the description down below in the comments. And I guess I'll see you in the next live stream. I'm the Mighty Miguel. You've been watching the Mighty Gaming Channel. And I'll see you in the State of Decay.